Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Cantina Talk. I'm your host Nick, and today we're going to go over reasons why I think Kathleen Kennedy should step down from Lucasfilm. She's been very not good at her job when it comes to everything from marketing to directors' choices to what she said about fans that don't like the products she is producing. So let's start off at the top. The director, she can't seem to hold on to a single director. She always seems to, announce that she's going to have a certain director spearhead one of the Star Wars movies, then just to let them go. This has happened several times. Colin Trevorrow being the most recent. He was supposed to spearhead Star Wars Episode 9, ended up getting let go because of creative differences. And then you got the Lord and Miller situation with Solo. Lord and Miller got through upwards of 60% of the film when Kathleen Kennedy and everyone over at Lucasfilm just didn't like the direction and tone of the movie. Once you kind of figured out the tone and direction of the movie, the first 25%, much less, 60, 70%, and they fired them due to creative differences yet again. Lord and Miller, at this point, though, have never done a big budget movie such as a Star Wars movie, and they do a lot of improvs. And Lucasfilm and Kasdan, the writer of the script, didn't like all the improvisation, and they preferred it to be strictly from the script. So they let them go due to creative differences, and that was that. But this hits the news. And that's the news you want associated with your film, with the franchise you spent $4.5 billion to obtain. You spent $4.5 billion on this franchise to sit there and have all of these mess ups being all over the headlines, and that not only takes away from the movie, it just makes you look like you don't know what you're doing, Kathleen Kennedy. And then to sit there with the backlash of The Last Jedi and call people, they're sexist, they're bigots, they're white supremacists. How? I love Rey. I love the character Rey. I mean, by no means am I a sexist or a bigot, but I just thought, in the next movie, The Last Jedi, what they did with the character of Rose, I thought was completely and utterly stupid. Like really, really dumb. But that's a whole other side note. But when it comes to the director of that movie, Rian Johnson, before the movie even came out, Lucasfilm had announced that we were going to be giving Rian Johnson an entire trilogy to write and helm. Then The Last Jedi came out, and everyone figured out what a big pile of smelly garbage that was. The way they disrespected Luke Skywalker. I was a little nervous going into the movie because of the backlash and how vocal Mark Hamill was, saying he, and I quote, fundamentally disagree with everything Rian Johnson has done to the character of Luke. I found that to be very non-reassuring as the movie went along. And then the part when Luke sits there, takes a lightsaber and throws over his shoulder, I sat there and I went, oh boy, we're in trouble. And then, after the whole backlash about that, we're just called white supremacists, we're racists, we're sexists, we're bigots. It's like, no, we're not. We just want a good movie. And what they did was a quick bait and switch using the Star Wars title, knowing that it would bring in money. But the fans have smartened up and aren't going to go for it, which is a good part of the reason why you saw what you saw with Solo in the box office. Not doing good at all. And so there's just a lot of BS around Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm and the way she's doing. She constantly tries to insert political themes and agendas that just don't necessarily belong in the Star Wars universe. And the fact to call the fans who have been buying the merchandise, buying the products, buying how many different versions of the DVDs, and to tell us all that we're bigots for not liking The Last Jedi? No, it's not that it was trash. It was a garbage movie. Garbage. From the writing, I mean, obviously there was some good stuff in it, but overall as a Star Wars movie, I thought it was pretty trash. And you're telling me that's the best that Kathleen Kennedy can do? I mean, you're dealing with Star Wars. Star Wars. It's absolutely mind-blowing how she has been able to divide the fans to the point that it is. I mean, you got groups on Facebook, you know, we like the Last Jedi, to other groups too. We don't like the Last Jedi. There is no middle ground anymore. There used to be a middle ground where, yeah, I you know, like the prequels. And I know you got people that hate the prequels and love the prequels, but somewhere in there is a middle ground. Like, you can say, yes, I did like the lightsaber fight, you know, in Revenge of the Sith. But when it comes to this movie, it's just a bad movie, and it's just really And when it comes to, and it's just a shame, because when it comes to the boycott, people are blaming the boycotters. No, blame Kathleen Kennedy. Ron Howard, who made a fantastic movie with the Solo movie, shouldn't be mad at us, which he's not. He came out the other day and said he feels really bad about how bad the Solo's underperformed at the box office. It all just goes back to Kathleen Kennedy. She produced, oversaw, and okayed The Last Jedi, and then when they get the backlash for it, who pays for it? Ron Howard, Alden Ehrenreich, the rest of the cast and crew of Solo, which was a very good movie. So overall, though, when it comes to standing the test of time, I think Solo will do just fine. Yeah, it did. You know, Disney wasn't able to fill their pockets up to the brim with Solo, but overall, as far as a Star Wars movie, Solo, I think, will be okay and stand the test of time. It's to be one of the better movies out of the Disney regime when it comes to Star Wars. And just, it's just unbelievable what Kathleen Kennedy does. She sits there, she fires people, and when it comes to the marketing, like, does she even know what marketing is? When it came to The Force Awakens, there was stuff all over the place. There was billboards, there was, you know, it was all over the place on cereal boxes. When it came to Solo, I didn't see a stinking thing. The only promotion I saw was that that Denny's was doing a promotional Han Solo themed menu, which I did go for. It was pretty good. The Blaster Fire Burger was pretty damn good. Then you also got these collectible cards with the meal. But that was really the only huge push that I saw, and the only reason why I saw that was because another Star Wars YouTube channel mentioned it, and I said, you know, let me go check my local Denny's and see, and you know, it was going on, but not a lot of promotion. I wasn't excited to go get the action figures for Solo. There wasn't commercials. I mean, all we got for Solo was trailers with hardly any Han Solo in it. We got nothing but stories about how the original directors were fired from Solo and the drama of having to reshoot 85% of the film again. Is that really the type of news and the type of like stuff you want surrounding your films, surrounding an entire franchise that you've spent $4.5 billion for? You should have nothing but the best of the best running Lucasfilm, and as of right now, Kathleen Kennedy has shown that she is not capable of being able to run Star Wars. And that's it for today. I'm your host, Nick. Catch you next time, and if you like this content, please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.